मुझे लगता है कि ये विरोध और ये जो तीव्रता है, इसकी उम्र 4 जून तक है। 4 जून के बाद न उनकी हैसियत होगी, न उनका हौसला होगा। सिर्फ और सिर्फ मेरे देश की ताकत होगी, मेरे देश का सामर्थ्य होगा, मेरे देश के लोकतंत्र का सामर्थ्य होगा। और ये जो भी है, मैं देख रहा हूं पूरी दुनिया भारत के चुनाव को इन्फ्लुएंस करने के लिए कोशिश कर रही है, जो कि उनको नहीं करना चाहिए। ये वो अपना ओपिनियन नहीं दे रहे हैं, अपना कमेंट नहीं कर रहे हैं, वो इन्फ्लुएंस कर रहे हैं, लेकिन भारत में इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं कर पाएंगे।
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What you just saw was an interview that Prime Minister Narendra Modi gave to me 29 days before the 2024 general elections. You just heard him say there is an attempt from the world to influence our elections. They are not just giving their opinions but trying to influence our elections. Then, 9 months later, in America, Elon Musk-led Doge uncovered a suspicious $21 million money trail from the Biden era to the entities in India in the name of increasing voter turnout. Today, the US President Donald Trump has said, why do we need to spend $21 million on India? I guess they were trying to get somebody else elected. We have got to tell the Indian government, आप chronology समझिए. Prime Minister Modi told me ahead of the elections that foreign powers were trying to rig Indian elections. Elon Musk confirmed that, yes indeed, Biden government and the deep state funneled funds into India, and today President Trump has vindicated Prime Minister Modi, saying someone in the United States didn't want Modi to return to power. Yes, we still don't know who were the recipients of the $21 million. What did they use this fund for? But what we do know is that after Prime Minister Modi's warning, President Trump said that there was a foreign plot to defeat Prime Minister Modi in 2024. So who would benefit if Prime Minister Modi lost the 2024 elections? Listen in to President Trump and decide.
What do we need to spend $21 million for voter turnout in India? Well, $21 million, I guess they were trying to get somebody else elected. Well, we ought to tell the Indian government this is a total breakthrough. I have a lot of respect for India. I have a lot of respect for the Prime Minister. He just left, as you know, 2 days ago. But we're giving $21 million for voter turnout. It's voter turnout in India. What about, like, voter turnout here?
Again, let me explain the chronology. USAID was funneling in money to both NGOs in India and the Indian government over decades. Top government sources have told Times Now that under the UPA era from 2004 to 2013, USAID gave $204 million to the Indian government. But under the NDA era, the Indian government till 2015 received 1.51 million, after which sources say that the funding just dried up. Incidentally, the funding to NGOs was lower under the UPA era but spiked up under the NDA era. You can see the breakup on your screens, which shows that it went from over $2,100 million to $2,500 million in this time period. Is this why this statement by Trump has stirred a hornet's nest in the Samvidhan Bachao ecosystem? Congress's Jairam Ramesh called it nonsensical and demanded a white paper on the money trail from USAID, while Omar Abdullah demanded sabut. But the BJP says that Congress, fearing defeat, used foreign funds to plot Modi's downfall. Watch the war of words.
जनता उनको अगर वोट नहीं देती तो वो षड्यंत्र करके विदेशी पैसा भारत के चुनाव को प्रभावित करने में लगे, ये काम करते हैं और भारत के लोकतंत्र को बदनाम करते हैं।
फॉरेन इंटरफेरेंस की फिलहाल कोई सबूत तो नजर नहीं आ रही है। हमें तो ना पता है, इलेक्शन कमीशन को फिर इस चीज का जवाब देना होगा। क्या हमारे इलेक्शन में कहीं पर फॉरेन इंटरफेरेंस हुआ है? क्योंकि अभी तक तो हम मान के चल रहे हैं कि हमारे इलेक्शन जो है फ्री और फेयर रहे हैं। अब अगर इस तरह की कोई बात आई है तो इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया इसमें सफाई दे।
Then where is it that the current President Trump is getting his information from? For example, he has been known to make, sometimes very preposterous statements without any fact or anything to confirm.
अब आप ये भी क्रोनोलॉजी समझिए। इन May 2023, IFES, funded by Modi beta George Soros, published a paper on the role of Dalits in elections. You can see it on your screens. Then, the same year, Rahul Gandhi talked about Jitni Abadi Utna Haq. From Bharat Jodo, Rahul Gandhi pivoted to become the Dalit champion in India. Protests and debates were held from the parliament to the streets. Was it a mere coincidence? Now watch how Rahul Gandhi in the past sought foreign intervention, while Manishankar Iyer went to Pakistan and said that Prime Minister Modi must be removed. Their words speak louder than the $25 million.
Indian democracy is a public good. And if you're looking at the democratic structure, it is the single most important public good. It's the largest. It's 3 or 4 times the size of the United States in terms of numbers. The so-called defenders of democracy, which are the United States, European countries, seem to just be oblivious that a huge chunk of the democratic model has come undone.
अभी क्या करने की जरूरत है इंडिया पाकिस्तान को ताकि ये पैसे खत्म?
पहले तो मोदी को निकालो,
पूरे मोदी को
नहीं तो बात आगे बढ़ने वाली नहीं है।
But is there a foreign hand in America working against Prime Minister Modi? Let's get you a fact check. In 2005, US government cancelled Modi's visa when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat over post-Godhra riots. No such action was taken against any other Congress Prime Minister or Chief Minister after riots during their regime. In 2015, Obama lectured India, saying India will succeed only when it celebrates people like Shah Rukh Khan, Milkha Singh and Mary Kom. In 2019, Kamala Harris said we must remind Kashmiris that they are not alone. We will intervene if the situation demands. When Modi addressed the United States Congress, 6 Democrat MPs boycotted his speech. 70 House and Senate Democrats wrote to Biden in 2023 asking him to press upon Modi to protect rights and democracy in India. Why are India's internal matters a concern for Americans? And did they have puppets in India through whom they wanted to push out this narrative? Well, so let me ask the Motorola $21 million question. Who sold the Desh to defeat Modi? That's the question and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson of the BJP, Tushar Gupta, political analyst. Also joining me this evening, Harshvardhan Tripathi, senior journalist, Ameek Jamai, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Syed Asad Abbas, political analyst. But my first question goes to Congress supporter Tehseen Poonawalla. And Tehseen Poonawalla, it's a worst kept secret. They write a paper on Dalit rights and Rahul Gandhi jumps in here to say Jitni Abadi Utna Haq, do a caste census. Rahul Gandhi literally parrots the lines of George Soros and says that democracy is in danger in India. George Soros raises the question of Adani links with Modi. Rahul Gandhi follows suit. All this a mere coincidence, Tehseen Poonawalla, or has the worst kept secret just been uncovered?
Extremely grateful, Navika ma'am, for having me on the show. Good evening to you, to all my fellow panelists, and to all your viewers. Obviously, the show and the questions are against the leader of opposition, and I would make the following submissions. Let's now take the period of 2024, is what you are alluding to, or 2019, the previous elections. Let's now stick to 2024. Ma'am, when you began the show, you spoke about the US aid funding in the UPA era being a certain height, which dropped to $1.51 million during Prime Minister Modi's NDA era. But what you have missed and what the Times Now viewers should know is actually post-2020, the funding increased not to the government, but to NGOs. Because surely, if this conspiracy that is being put across is true, that money cannot come to Prime Minister Modi to defeat Prime Minister Modi. So that money has come through NGOs to defeat Prime Minister Modi. Now let's play the devil's advocate and accept that money came in. And that goes with the data that the funding has been highest since Prime Minister Modi took over, particularly since 2020. So what was the Prime Minister of India doing? Funding was coming into India, and the Prime Minister and the entire government of India, the IB, RAW, Ajit Doval ji, Amit Shah ji, everybody were clueless like a deer in front of headlights. They didn't know this funding was coming on across India. Does that then give credence to what the opposition says that, listen, sometimes elections may not be free and fair, because we are being told by the BJP, elections in India are absolutely free and fair. They cannot be manipulated. And so has Rajiv Kumar ji, the very good CEC, often in his Shairi said that, and on all debates we've been told that. So was the Election Commission allowing elections to be manipulated? Now let's go to the third question. If this money is coming for increasing voter turnout, your perception, ma'am, has been for Dalit turnout. Is it then the government submission that they were suppressing Dalit fellow citizens from coming and voting, and therefore Prime Minister Modi did not get a majority? Now that Prime Minister Modi should answer. I have two questions for President Trump. Now most of this funding also in the US aid records, and what coincides with what Mike Pence said, happened in 2019. If it happened from 2016 to 2020 and 2019 is what Mike Pence is talking about, who was the President of the United States of America? President Donald Trump, who the Times Now viewers are now seeing on the screen. Now let us go to the previous general elections, 2014. And this is where I firmly believe that foreign money did come into India to make the IAC movement the hit that it was, to change the government. Is that the election that is being talked about, 2013? Because there was a regime change. The UPA went out of power and the NDA came in. We also know certain political parties were funded to stop the nuclear deal in 2008. So let's talk about that funding then. And therefore, I agree with what Jairam Ramesh says, that we should have a paper, not a white paper, but a black paper. But the first question is to the incompetent government. If money is coming after 2020, are they responsible or no?
Well, long intervention by you, Tehseen Poonawalla, but you haven't answered the question. Is it a coincidence that Rahul Gandhi parrots George Soros? No response on that. Is it a coincidence that time and again allegations of Cambridge Analytica changing the narrative in India, all of them come and stop at the Congress's doorstep? Why, Pradeep Bhandari? Is the Congress today completely exposed?
Well, Navika ji, there's a famous saying that once is happenstance, second, twice it's coincidence, and thrice if it repeats, it's enemy action. Let me begin my argument by playing the Times Now interview which you took before the Lok Sabha election with the Honorable Prime Minister, where the Honorable Prime Minister had flagged how many individuals across the world were trying to influence the Indian electoral process. The word he used was influence. It was not mere an opinion. The government was cognizant. My dear friend Tehseen asked, what was the government doing? The government has cancelled licenses of more than 20,000 NGOs which were involved in illegal activities. Now let me come to the core of the argument. The core of the argument is that the United States of America President, who is no longer a private individual, his word is that of the government of United States of America, says, and I quote, why do we need to spend $21 million, that is 180 crore on voter turnout in India? I guess they were trying to get somebody else elected. We have got to tell the Indian government. So he will reveal the facts, but what he's saying that $21 million of funding was there for Mr. Rahul Gandhi's election, which was against the Indian democratic process and against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Has this happened only first time? Mr. Gandhi in the past has said that he wants to fight the Indian state. Mr. Gandhi has spoken to Nicholas Byrne that what is the United States of America doing? Why is it not interfering in the Indian democratic process? Mr. Rahul Gandhi has also said in London that what is Europe doing? Why is it not looking at the Indian democracy? What is Mr. Rahul Gandhi saying is exactly what the deep state has said. George Soros said that he wants to remove Prime Minister Narendra Modi from India. Rahul Gandhi echoes the views. George Soros supports Hindenburg. Rahul Gandhi echoes Hindenburg despite the Supreme Court saying that allegations were fake. Rahul Gandhi and all the other individuals were involved in Cambridge Analytica. Rahul Rahul Gandhi has still not given a clarification to it. Rahul Gandhi signs a secret MOU with the Chinese. The nation does not know what were the details of the secret MOU. So when Mr. Gandhi is not able to get the democratic trust of the country, why is he going against the unity and integrity of India by trying to tie up with powers which do not want a strong India? And this is, Tehseen is also aware that it is not a mere coincidence that it is happening. We've seen across the world how nations try to influence. We've seen what has happened in Bangladesh. So do not trivialize the matter. Answer why repeatedly Mr. Rahul Gandhi speaks the same language of George Soros, speaks the same language of the deep state. That is the large argument. And why are you not open to investigation?
And I want to ask Tehseen Poonawalla, you're raising your hand, but before you counter Pradeep, I want to ask you this question, and this is the moot question. In financial year of 2014, $21 million flowed into India for voter awareness. Post-May 2014, this funding dropped by 83%. So isn't it very clear that money was flowing in only during the elections and after that it just vanished, dried up?
Absolutely, ma'am, and thank you. I'm so grateful you made that point, which is what I was alluding to. Therefore, this money for voter turnout helped the BJP because the UPA lost power and the NDA came to power. I am extremely clear, ma'am. I have, in fact, spoken to all the top Congress leaders in 2011-12 that the Anna movement was funded by foreigners, but that is not a debate. I do believe 2013-2014 happened. Now, my friend Pradeep Bhandari has not answered one question. All NGO data says most funding happened after 2020. The Honorable Prime Minister, ma'am, told you that there is interference. So yet the Prime Minister, apart from cancelling 20,000 licenses, put not one man behind jail for interfering in India's electoral process. That shows you that the Prime Minister simply does not know how to run the government. And the Honorable Prime Minister is answerable.
Tehseen, I'll answer that. Tehseen, the Prime Minister knows how to run the government. That's why the Prime Minister is back in 2024 and Mr. Gandhi sitting in the opposition. Point number one. Point number two, if you recall, remember that NED and USAID are on the watch list. That is point number two. Point number three, it's just not 2014 election. The funding had also spiked near 2024 election. The funding allegations were there also before the 2019 election. So your argument falls flat that before 2014 election, it was for the Bharatiya Janata Party. In fact, if that was the case, why has Donald Trump repeatedly said that the funding in 2024 was for getting somebody else elected? Which means the pattern was that Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who was getting defeated from the people of India, tried to take foreign money or influence from foreign partners. And Navika ji, he's categorically said that he wants to fight the Indian state. He's asked on record that he's asked Nicholas Berg that what is US doing? What more prima facie evidence you need for that? And why has the action not been taken? Donald Trump has said that the US government will now give the exact data and evidences for the Indian government to begin prosecution. So you take an oath on this show that when the prosecution will begin, when the investigation will begin, you will not cry that fascism is there, you will not cry that democracy is under threat, because a lot of quote-unquote activists, NGO players and Rahul Gandhi's closet will fail in an investigation.
Well,
yes, that President Trump never gave any.
Well, 1 minute. Let me get in Ameek Jamai. Ameek Jamai, the fact that Rahul Gandhi goes abroad and says Europe and America should intervene because democracy is in danger. Not one opposition party raises a hue and cry that how can an Indian leader ask for intervention from foreign powers, from foreign countries into the Indian democratic system. और उसके बाद आप हाथ में संविधान की कॉपी ऐसे लेके घूमते हैं कि सारा दिन उसी के बातें याद करते हैं। एक बार किसी विपक्षी नेता ने कहा कि राहुल गांधी जो कह रहे हैं, जो कर रहे हैं, इसके साथ हम इत्तेफाक नहीं रखते, we do not agree with it. I want to ask you, you are weakening your own democracy and then you come and carry the constitution copy in parliament almost as if you are under attack. Every single day the opposition leaders continue to question, to attack the Prime Minister. Okay, it's your job, it's your right. But the fact is, when you do it abroad, why can't anybody see this, that this is against the interests of your own country, Ameek Jamai?
नाविका मैम, आप तो हमेशा आपका जो कार्यक्रम है, मुझे पूरा अंदाजा है कि आप विदेश विभाग जो भारत का है उसके द्वारा भी बहुत मजबूती, बहुत गहराई से, बारीकी से देखा जाता है। देखिए, एक बात समझिए, अब दुनिया बहुत छोटा सा एक घर हो गई है और अब कोई भी बात जो है अब कहीं पे छिपी हुई नहीं है। अभी हम यूएसएड की बात कर रहे थे, हम देख रहे हैं कि जब आज भारत की विदेश नीति में हमें प्रधानमंत्री की मदद करने की जरूरत है, हमें उनके साथ जिस तरह से ट्रंप प्रशासन ने जो व्यवहार किया है हमारे भारत के साथ, जब हमको इकट्ठा होने की जरूरत है तो हम भारत के विपक्ष राहुल जी को गाली देने का काम, अखिलेश यादव जी को गाली देने का काम कर रहे हैं। अब आपको मैं 2021 की घटना बता रहा हूं। भारत की सरकार ने, नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार ने अमेरिका से कहा हमारे पास पैसा नहीं है, आप हमें $100 मिलियन का 2 जहाज में वहां से ऑक्सीजन का सामान, बहुत सारे सामान वहां से जो है भारत को आए। और ये 2021 की बात है, $100 मिलियन। और 2014 से तो नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार है और देखा जाए तो टर्नआउट वोटर जो है वो उनकी तरफ हो रहा है। और अगर ये $21 मिलियन माना जाए कि ये 180 करोड़ का मामला है, तो 10 सालों में 1800 करोड़ रुपए जो भारत में आए हैं, क्या वो वोटर टर्नआउट के लिए थे, नरेंद्र मोदी जी के लिए? और नाविका मैम, आप जानती हैं कि जो विदेशों से पैसे आते हैं विदाउट होम मिनिस्टर के निगाह के 1 रुपया भी भारत के घर में नहीं आ सकता। तो सवाल यह है कि हमारी स्मृति ईरानी साहिबा जो है वो तो यूएसएड की 4 साल ब्रांड एम्बेसडर रही हैं। हमारे जयशंकर साहब के बड़े अच्छे रिश्ते रहे हैं यूएसएड के साथ। भारत की सरकार, भारत का रेलवे, भारत के
पार्ट ऑफ द यूनाइटेड नेशंस प्रोग्राम। शी एब्सोल्युटली इट इज फेक न्यूज, डू नॉट लाई ऑन योर शो।
तो आप चुप रहिए।
सर जी, आप मेरे लीडर के बारे में झूठ नहीं फैला सकते। मैं उस पर
हमारा ये कहना है कि जब
आप स्मृति जी के बारे में फैला सकते,
जब $100 मिलियन का भीख मांग रहे थे,
एम्बेसडर थी,
जब $100 मिलियन का भीख मांग रहे थे भारत से,
फिर आप
क्यों मांगा था?
दिखाइए डेटा,
क्यों मांगा था?
दिखाइए डेटा। यू लाइंग अगेन।
यूएसएड से $100 मिलियन की
You are again lying, sir. You lying. Amik bhai, you are lying further. You are a man who should support what Mulayam Singh Yadav ji had said. Mulayam Singh Yadav ji categorically opposed Sonia Gandhi as the Prime Minister because of her foreign origin. And you are now linking Akhilesh Yadav with Rahul Gandhi. We never questioned Akhilesh Yadav. We were only questioning Rahul Gandhi. You have yourself linked Akhilesh Yadav to this.
सुन लो, $100 मिलियन का भीख नरेंद्र मोदी के प्रशासन ने यूएसएड से मांगी। ये है, सुनो उनके प्रेस सेक्रेटरी का बयान। तो तैयारी करके आया करो।
अगेन अरे भैया, पढ़ के आया करो। यूएस के प्रेसिडेंट ने, अमीक भाई, द यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका प्रेसिडेंट सेड एंड कोट, $21 million had gone to get somebody else elected. It is not about a transfer of fund in a government deal. It is about getting somebody else elected. Political interference. थोड़ा फर्क तो समझो।
2021
पॉलिटिकल इंटरफेरेंस।
डॉलर किस लिए मंगवाए थे?
पॉलिटिकल इंटरफेरेंस
किस लिए मंगवाए थे?
You are trying to create a situation like Bangladesh in India. And you know what? This your entire foundation has been funded by George Soros.
या तो ये बोल रहे हैं तो मैं बोल लूं। मैं चुप हूं, मैं चुप हूं, मैं नहीं बोलूंगा। या तो आप बोलिए तो मैं बोलूंगा।
बोलिए अमीक भाई।
मैं पूछ रहा हूं, $100 मिलियन यूएसएड से 2021 में भारत की सरकार ने कहा यूएसएड हमें पैसे दो। वो $100 मिलियन आपने किस लिए मंगवाया था? प्रदीप भंडारी, पूरे देश को आज बताओ। नंबर 1। नंबर 2, भारत के जो डिपोटीज हैं, आज अखिलेश जी ने, हमारे नेता ने कहा कि जिनको बेड़ियों में बांध के भारत लाया गया और अब जिनको कोस्टा रिका जैसे कंट्री में डंप किया जा रहा है, भारत के लोगों को डंप किया जा रहा है। और द ट्रिब्यून की खबर है, और कहिए मैं खबर अभी दिखा दूं, इनकार मत करिएगा। और विदेश मंत्रालय जब आज पूरा इस बात के सकते में है।
अमीक जमाई, आपका जवाब किस संदर्भ में है? वी आर डिबेटिंग $21 million that came for electoral voter turnout aid to India. You are talking about the deportation. The deportation debate took place 3 days ago and we debated that. I'm today asking you on the new revelation made by US President Donald Trump. Why don't you have a response on that?
हाँ, तो मैं वही कह रहा हूं, मैं रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहा हूं। 1800 करोड़ रुपए 2014 से जो आए हैं, क्या वो वोटर टर्नआउट के लिए आए थे? और वो टर्नआउट किसका हुआ? आप ही बता दो मुझे। जीत तो नरेंद्र मोदी जी रहे हैं, जीत तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी रही है। तो 1800 करोड़ रुपए जो आए, क्या भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने वोटर टर्नआउट करने में इस्तेमाल किया?
लेट्स टेक योर आर्गुमेंट फॉरवर्ड। Let's take your argument forward. If that was the scenario, why in 2024 Donald Trump is saying that $21 million was to get somebody else apart from Narendra Modi get elected, which means the pattern of the funding was clearly for Mr. Rahul Gandhi in the opposition. You are yourself self-contradicting. It is Rahul Gandhi who said he wants to fight Indian state. It is Rahul Gandhi who said that Nicholas Burke come US. What are you doing in the Indian democracy? It is Rahul Gandhi who has said that what is UK doing in Indian democracy, sir? It is Rahul Gandhi's George Soros who works with Rahul Gandhi in Bharat Jodo Yatra. His VP who works with Rahul Gandhi in Bharat Jodo Yatra. That is the year when USAID funded maximum.
USAID funding has come in 2019 also. It has come in 2024. The figures are all available. लेकिन हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी, विपक्षी पार्टियां इस पूरे मुद्दे को डाइवर्ट क्यों करना चाह रही हैं? जयराम रमेश कह रहे हैं व्हाइट पेपर दे दीजिए, व्हाइट पेपर दे रहे हैं, ये नहीं कह रहे कि हमने ऐसा नहीं किया, ये भी नहीं कह रहे कि हाँ राहुल गांधी के शब्द जो हैं वो जॉर्ज सोरोस से मिल रहे हैं या जो रिसर्च पेपर्स हैं IFES से मिल रहे हैं, इसे नकारा नहीं है उन्होंने, सिर्फ कह रहे हैं एक व्हाइट पेपर दे दीजिए। इशारा किस तरफ है?
नविका जी, मुझे बहुत आश्चर्य भी हो रहा है और थोड़ा दुख भी हो रहा है। आपने बहुत पॉइंटेड क्वेश्चंस पूछे और उसके जवाब में सिर्फ और सिर्फ विपक्षी पार्टियां जो कर रही हैं वो क्या है। आप सवाल ये है कि $21 मिलियन वोटर टर्नआउट के नाम पर भारत में खर्च किए गए। यूएसएड भारत अमेरिकी संस्था है जिसको कहा जाता है कि वो अलग अलग देशों में वहां की डेमोक्रेसी पर अपना कब्जा बनाए रखने के लिए करता है। अब जवाब क्या आता है? नरेंद्र मोदी कैसे जीत गए? जवाब क्या आता है कि कब कितनी फंडिंग की गई, यूपीए में कितनी थी, एनडीए में कितनी थी? सवाल असली जो है उसका जवाब क्यों नहीं दे रही विपक्षी पार्टियां? और ये चिंता की बात है, क्योंकि मैं नहीं मानता हूं कि सारा विपक्ष भारत में एनार्की के पक्ष में है, वोटर को एकदम से एनार्की में ढकेल देना चाहता है। मुश्किल क्या हो गई? राहुल गांधी उस जो एनार्की है उसका हिस्सा बन चुके हैं, तो कांग्रेस की तो बाध्यता हो गई। कांग्रेस करेगी क्या? उस एनार्की सिस्टम की वो एक उस सिस्टम का हिस्सा है। सैम पित्रोदा जो ओवरसीज कांग्रेस के चेयरमैन हैं, वो भारत में किस किस तरह का करते हैं? वो रंग, नस्ल, जात उसके भेद पर करते हैं। राहुल गांधी उत्तर दक्षिण के भेद पर करते हैं, हिंदी भाषा को लेकर करते हैं। चाइनीज ज्यादा बेहतर तरीके से अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट को टैकल करते हैं, भारत नहीं कर पा रहा है। वो ह्यूमैनिटी के साथ चलते हैं, हम नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। हमारा अपना कोई मॉडल नहीं है। यूरोपीय यूनियन और अमेरिका के देश वो बेखबर हैं, ऑब्लिवियस हैं। वो कह रहे हैं क्योंकि भारत में लोकतंत्र खत्म हो रहा है, उनको कुछ करना चाहिए। भारत की जनता पर इन्हें भरोसा नहीं। जिस जनता पर इन्हें भरोसा नहीं है, $21 मिलियन लगाने के बावजूद भारत की जनता ने आईना दिखा दिया कि हमें कोई फॉरेन हैंड डिस्टर्ब नहीं कर सकता है। कोशिशें होती हैं, थोड़ा बहुत डिस्टर्बेंस किया जा सकता है, थोड़ा बहुत मैनिपुलेट किया जा सकता है, लेकिन भारत की जनता, भारत की डेमोक्रेसी बहुत स्ट्रांग हो। जवाब दे रहे हो। और फिर कह रहा हूं, ये आंकड़े, ये तथ्य, ये नंबर सामने आ रहे हैं। खुद डोनाल्ड ट्रंप ये बोल रहे हैं भारत सरकार को अब इसमें जांच आगे करनी चाहिए और उसके आधार पर जो लोग भी इसमें शामिल हैं उनको जरूर सजा दी जानी चाहिए। राहुल गांधी आतंकवादी की आंख में आंख डालकर देख लेते हैं। राहुल गांधी कहते हैं देश में केरोसिन छिड़का हुआ है, माचिस लगाने की जरूरत है। राहुल गांधी के सारे बयानों को आप देखिए तो जॉर्ज सोरेस के म्यूनिक ग्लोबल सिक्योरिटी कॉन्फ्रेंस में दिए गए बयान से हूबहू लगते हैं कि वही आ गया। फिर वो जहां जिससे मिलते हैं वो पाकिस्तान समर्थक सांसद, फिर वो जहां जिसके साथ जाते हैं वो भारत विरोधी एजेंडा चलाने वाले। ये सिर्फ
दिल्ली से कहीं बाहर नहीं निकलते हैं।
क्या अमीक जमा?
देखिए, हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी जो एक सिर्फ पत्रकार हैं और देश के एलओपी के खिलाफ जिस तरह की भाषा का वो इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, मुझे लगता है कि बीजेपी आरएसएस के लोगों का यहां पे कोई होने की जरूरत नहीं है। देश के एलओपी के बारे में जिस तरह की हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी भाषा यूज कर रहे हैं, मतलब आप तो
आपको अपना व्यूज रखने के लिए आजादी चाहिए, तो हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी जी की आजादी कहां गई? वो भी तो कह सकते हैं उनके मन में जो है।
अरे हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी, नहीं, हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी जो इनकाउंटर स्पेशलिस्ट बने हुए हैं राहुल गांधी के यहां पे, मैं कह रहा हूं कि गृह मंत्री से अप्रोच करो, गृह मंत्री से पूछो कि 2014 से लेकर 2025 में ये जो आपका 1800 करोड़ रुपए आया है राहुल जी के पास, आया तो गृह मंत्रालय के जरिए है ना। और कैसे आपने आने दिया?
आप समझ
गृह
नहीं
मंत्रालय
रहे।
तो फेल है,
यूएसएड इंडिया के पास आया और उसके बाद एनजीओ के पास गया है। या तो आप समझ नहीं रहे या जानबूझकर अनजाने बन रहे। बट हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी, आई गिव यू द चांस टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू काउंटर।
नविका जी, अगर मैंने एक भी शब्द अमर्यादित बोला हो, एक भी शब्द, अमित जमाई को चिल्लाने की और ऐसे बोलने की आदत है, ये अक्सर ऐसा काम करते हैं जिससे लोगों को
आतंकवादियों के साथ खड़े हैं राहुल गांधी।
मैं फिर कह रहा हूं,
राहुल गांधी आतंकवादियों के साथ खड़े हैं।
सुना तो करो।
राहुल गांधी आतंकवादियों के साथ खड़े हैं। अपने शब्द का देखिए आप।
आपने पूरी बात नहीं सुनी।
राहुल गांधी आतंकवादियों के साथ खड़े हैं। राहुल गांधी
बचपन में अपने बच्चों को जब पढ़ाती थी ना, तो अमित जमाई उन्हें कहती थी कि ध्यान मेरे बोलने पर रखो, तब समझ आएगा जो मैं पढ़ा रही हूं। आज आपको कह रही हूं, ध्यान रखिए हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी जी क्या कह रहे थे। दोबारा रिपीट कर देते हैं। हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी ने कहा राहुल गांधी कश्मीर जाते हैं तो आतंकवादियों की आंखों में आंखें डालकर भांप लेते हैं, वो क्या सोच रहे हैं, यही कहा ना।
राहुल गांधी का बयान था
ये राहुल गांधी का बयान है, कोट कर रहे हैं। ध्यान देना नहीं है, फेल हो जाते हैं ऐसे बच्चे क्लास में। अमित जमाई जी, ऑन अ लाइटर नोट, मैं मां हूं ना, बच्चों को पढ़ा चुकी हूं।
हर्ष त्रिपाठी, मैं कह रहा हूं हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी जी से मैं सिर्फ पूछना चाहता हूं, क्या देश का गृह मंत्री इतना इनएफिशिएंट है कि उन्हें 14 से 24 में पता ही नहीं है कि 1800 करोड़ रुपया राहुल गांधी जी को जा रहा था वोटर टर्नआउट के लिए? आप गृह मंत्री पे सवाल उठा रहे हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी स्टूडियो में बैठ के। मेरा सवाल है,
तुषार गुप्ता, इज अमीक जमाई रियली इनोसेंट? इज ही नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग और इज ही डाइवर्टिंग द इशू?
I think Ameek Jamai is not understanding the issue at hand. Let's be very clear about two things. This money trail, this 21 million figure was not discovered because it was an illicit transfer. It was discovered because it was an irrelevant transfer. When the US government, the new US government under President Trump, surfaced this $21 million going for voter awareness in India, it wasn't because it was an illegal transfer, it was because they were questioning the utility of it under their Dodge program. Let's not confuse the two issues, because Tehseen and Ameek Jamai were asking what was the government doing. The government was well aware it wasn't an illicit transfer. The problem was this money was being routed to several NGOs, and Tehseen, since 2014, the FCRA laws in this country have undergone a substantial change, and you and I have debated those changes with Navika ji ample of times on this very platform, on this very show, on this very channel. Now Navika, one thing I want to highlight which no one else has. If we are talking about voter awareness, it wasn't voter awareness for across India. It wasn't voter awareness for all 540 constituencies. Of course, at this point, we can only speculate. But is there a chance that some NGOs were focused on increasing voter awareness in very specific constituencies? In constituencies, for example, for the sake of argument only, like Dhule in Maharashtra, where the voting patterns of 5 assemblies could be overturned by 1 assembly just because of the turnout, as it happened in the Lok Sabha elections of 2024. Please try and understand what I am saying. If there was money routed for voter awareness, it was only for very, very specific constituencies. Now link it to what Rahul Gandhi's campaign is. I want to consolidate the minority vote. I want to divide the majority vote. Who benefits? It's the Congress that benefits. The overall agenda needs to be looked at as the larger picture. This is not about the efficiency of the Prime Minister. This is about influencing Indian elections only through specific constituencies. The rest of the job was being done by the political machinery of the opposition. Now if someone is going to sit here and say, oh, what were you doing when the money was coming in? Sir, you all have complained about the change in FCRA. You all have complained about the cancellation of 20,000 licenses of NGOs. The action has been taken. Today, we are questioning how the money routed to the selected NGOs which survived. What are they really doing on the ground? And my hunch is, Navika, they are only for selected constituencies, be it the central elections, be it the state elections.
Well, and let me bring in Syed Asad Abbas. And Syed Asad Abbas, May 11th, 2023, political and electoral participation of Dalits in South Asia. It's a publication that has been put out by the IFES. Lo and behold, Rahul Gandhi latches on to Dalits in his Bharat Jodo Yatra in Parliament and makes it the centerpiece of his elections. Absolutely no coincidence there. The fact that he sought intervention of Europe and US in saving Indian democracy, coincidence again. And may I also ask you, Cambridge Analytica down to USAID, IFES, George Soros' statements, the fact that IFES gets money from USAID and it gets 40% funding also from George Soros. And Rahul Gandhi and company use the papers of this organization. Syed Abbas, I want to ask you, too many coincidences happening here?
Well, Navika ji, I see a lot more coincidence happening with the Bharatiya Janata Party. Let me baffle my BJP friends with certain facts. They speak of $21 million as intervention during the elections voter turnout. My dear friend, Pradeep Bhandari, are you even aware of the Election Commission of India's report from the Bharatiya Janata Party, which has spent 10 times more than this, 1,738.68 crores only during the 2024 elections. USAID या कोई भी foreign funding is only a minuscule part of what you can do, sir. So today I feel proud of the mammoth, cash-rich, richest political party of India, Bharatiya Janata Party. Second point, do you know, sir, in the last 4 years, $650 million have come into India. Sir, Sarkar bhi tumhari, Lashkar bhi tumhari, Sardar bhi tumhara. What are you doing about it?
I'll answer this.
Today, I give a challenge to my dear friend Pradeep Bhandari. Could you please set up a joint parliamentary committee on this or a Supreme Court highly monitored investigation on this? You are in power, sir. You are the ruling dispensation. Rahul Gandhi is not the Prime Minister of this country. Intelligence Bureau is with you. Enforcement Directorate is with you. Or ED is only used against the opposition leaders? Sir, you are in power today. Rahul Gandhi.
Abbas, hold on. Pradeep Bhandari.
Yes. नविका जी
आप इन्वेस्टिगेशन करते क्यों? Why have you not announced an investigation so far?
हमने 20,000 एनजीओस का जिन्होंने इलिसिट पैसा लिया उनका लाइसेंस बंद कर दिया. हमने ओएसएफ जो है ओपन सोसाइटी फाउंडेशन उसको वॉच लिस्ट में डाला. हमने यूएसएड को वॉच लिस्ट में डाला. एंड आई विल गिव यू एन एग्जांपल. इट इज नॉट अबाउट द क्वांटिटी ऑफ फंडिंग, इट इज अबाउट द फंड यूज्ड फॉर पॉलिटिकल इंटरफेरेंस इन इंडियन इलेक्शंस. In 2012, Vijay Mahajan, who sits on Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, he received 78 crore money from USAID through Millennium Innovation Fund. The direct transfer is happening to Rahul Gandhi's proxy aid. Tushar was speaking about specific transfer of voter. In 2012, the USAID audit reveals that increasing voter participation in marginalized communities. It was specific to marginalized communities. Who benefits in 2012, 14, 19, 20, 24 with marginalized? It is the Congress party. Point number 3, you were speaking about coincidence. On May 11, 2023, you have a paper received by George Soros' funded foundation on political and electoral participation of Dalits. You have Rahul Gandhi speaking the same language that Dalit in political interference and participation of Dalit is less. I am speaking about Rahul and his close receiving funding, not legitimate funding for influencing the Indian electoral process, sir.
10 years, you have
been power, sir.
Let me get in Tehseen Poonawalla and let me give you another coincidence. May I tell you, Meta's 2018 partnership with IFES on election integrity coincided with its own controversies over Cambridge Analytica. Another coincidence, Tehseen Poonawalla?
Before I answer the CA question, let me just answer my good friend Tushar, who made some very good arguments, and Pradeep. Both Tushar and Pradeep's arguments are based on hypothesis. They're good arguments, but they're hypothesis. Because neither President Trump nor anyone else specified any area or any year, except for Mike Pence, who specified 2019. So I think that argument gets defeated there. But I take Pradeep's argument forward, and let me come to the Cambridge Analytica. If it was for the underprivileged and the Dalits, why should the BJP have a problem? Is the BJP today, and Pradeep, you're the best spokesperson against the caste census or any of the Dalit empowerment movements? Now let's come to what Navika ji asked, the Cambridge Analytica. It happened when the Prime Minister Modi was in government. This controversy has gone on. This is serious data breach that the government has accused, and then Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, the IT minister, accused the opposition of. Since then today, almost 8 years, how many investigations and people have been arrested? As many as the Honorable Prime Minister's press conferences, 0. If data is being breached, elections are being manipulated, I again repeat, are elections not free and fair? The Prime Minister and the Election Commission should answer. If criminality is taking place, the Election Commission and the Prime Minister should answer.
You know, by that logic, you can continue to break the law. The onus is always going to be on the Prime Minister and the courts of India to prove, prove that, the law has been broken. Well,
so we don't
it's happening now. It's happening now. Don't call it political vendetta. Investigation, I'm sure, will happen. Investigation will lead to which these NGOs are, who's got how much money and to do what. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have to leave it at that. The Rajiv Gandhi Foundation link, well, that's food for thought. We'll dig deeper into that and be back with more on that angle of investigation. For now, thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on debate number 1.